Yes.
I'm on.
The green light. Barbie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Everybody's
Just
got.
remind everybody to speak up.
Okay.
Bunch of big mouths here, Barb.
Okay, let's start off by, first of all, I want to welcome everybody, and if you had time, I hope to look over the minutes of January 9th, and I will ask if there are any corrections or addition to those minutes at this time.
I move to approve the minutes.
I second.
Okay, move, and Willie seconded, okay, and then Barbara, in case something happens to Willie in between. So, anyhow, okay, we'll go ahead. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, good. And, gotta remember, we got Michael Holland here. Is this your second meeting? First meeting, oh gosh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't have one
I
last week.
can't keep up with
Yay,
things,
Michael.
but thank you. We're glad to have you, Michael.
Thank you.
And,
Thanks for giving your time.
you know, Michael is an extra special person to be on here because of his interest in Beach Mountain #1, and then his degree in civil engineering from Clemson is #2. And this guy can do things. You talk about it, and he can draw them up real fast. So, right. So, no, that's right. Okay, but welcome, Michael. We're glad to have you. Okay, Sean, let's go to the Recreation Committee report. And everybody has that in your packet. And gosh, total revenues look pretty good, and the numbers, and it's all.
When is this through?
I'm sorry.
What are the, you have member visits minus, where to minus?
So the minus is just the difference from last year. So we're up 380. Sorry, we're up 127. That 127, the 201 of non-member. Last year we were 201 less. Wait, so that's not right.
See, that does not make sense. That's what I was looking at. She won't feel good. So wait a second, so we were up from last year.
We're up. Mainly what we're also looking at is the revenue report, and that one just showed that we're just slightly above where we were last year in February. You kind of see in the blue block. Like I said, it's just slightly above 2019. Same thing with membership revenues, just slightly above 19 as well.
So we're looking up a little. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm starting to look more towards revenue number than visit reports, because that's what we got.
But visits make revenue, so.
True.
Okay, we'll go ahead and, why don't, we can turn the page here, and does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, on here it
On
says
the next.
individual annual is $200 on the front page. Is that right?
Individual. No, that's a typo. The
If not, I'm not
It's
paying enough.
100 and what?
individual annual is 175.
175, okay.
That might have been when her
Okay.
and I were starting to talk about some
That's
of the
fine.
things.
Thank you.
Okay, annual family, is that 600 correct?
1,600?
Yes.
That must be a total
That-
of how many people joined.
Yeah, I think
16,
that's
yeah.
what the income is for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the-
Oh, I see, that's what the individual annual is. That's the income of it, two sold,
That's,
$200.
yeah, just for, we took in 1,600 of the month.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
I see now, I'm
And then
sorry.
you took in 200 for
Does not make sense.
For individual, sorry.
individuals, yeah.
So it's $100 for an individual.
I think it's 125.
For a resident, it's 100, and 125 for a non-resident.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay,
So I'm gonna
okay,
scratch
we got
out.
that cleared up?
Yep.
we're there now. We're on the
Everybody
same page.
understands? Okay, then if we turn to the page, you know, it's got information, fitness report, participants, and so forth, and,
Big surprise, Zumba's still #1. So, outdoor report, EMO is still getting a ton of traffic even in the wintertime.
Gee, that's a lot.
your trail counter's working, it looks like.
The trail counter's working. With a lot of the snow, we did put a little kind of a shield on the reflector, but I would still say that number could still be skewed with some snowflakes, snow reflecting. We did find that last year when we checked it, and it was like 20,000. We knew that was not right, so I guess take that number maybe with a little grain of salt, but we did try to go and clean out the reflector just to try to keep that from happening.
Okay, so these are bikers and hikers, both.
Bikers and hikers, yes.
Is that for the year?
Nope, that would just be for a month. So that's why I
That's
said
a
take
lot.
take that number with
That
a grain
is
of
a
salt.
lot.
I'm going to blame.
7,143 snowflakes fell on.
That's how many deers passed. It's how many deers went by.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly,
it
that's
is.
what I was thinking, bear and deer, are they
That
going
is
by
important.
too?
People blame the deer, but every time we go through that little path doesn't really see a whole lot of deer acting on the trail. So
Where's the counter?
I'm not going to tell you.
So you can go running back and forth.
It's hidden near the trailhead.
Okay.
I mean, if you really look,
It's
you
on
can
that
find
path,
it.
though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's as soon as you go underneath the arbor,
Right.
go in maybe about 20 or 30 feet, and the counter's on your right, and the reflector's over on the
Okay, I
left.
forget, one time, did we talk about being able to move that to other locations temporarily?
So we're going to keep one there.
And-
I've got two other cameras. I've got
Okay,
one,
okay.
one right now that's vacant, and then I've got
Okay.
one on Lower Palm Creek.
Lower Pond Creek,
Yes,
yeah.
so that one's counting right now.
Okay,
We're
yeah.
reset it for this month with the boardwalk in place.
Okay, so you just mentioned the boardwalk and everything. I hope all of y'all have taken a chance to go down. Gosh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really.
it's something we've wanted for
Two sets.
ever. I mean, I'm sure that's gotta increase the
Yeah.
usage
And the
of,
bridge at Lower Palm Creek is back in working order. Public Works went in and fixed it for us, so
Good,
it's
good,
open.
okay.
So the whole trail system's open now. It was
Good.
closed for basically the entire summer last year,
Right.
so.
you're talking about up there close to the road where
Right by
they
the road.
did all their work, right? And hey, we were waiting for Agers to do something,
Yes,
and they got that. So everybody take a look at that too, because
yeah.
that's pretty nice the way maybe he'll,
Yeah.
I don't know, are they gonna dredge out Santa's Lake some more this coming summer?
You're gonna extend the dam out a little bit more and put a new pump house in.
Okay,
And then he said it should be done by April. We're gonna start like.
okay.
Yeah.
But are they gonna do any digging in the lake, or they've done all the,
Yeah,
Getting
they're gonna
silt
cut out
out.
a little bit more right
Okay.
there to the existing pump house and put a new
Okay.
pump house in. They can keep
okay,
up with the pond up there. They've done such a good job.
okay, okay, well, that's good to know that
That's
too,
gonna be a
so,
great addition.
right, right.
And I can kind of jump off track. I can give you a little update on Lake Coffee, what we're going to do. So Bob kind of jumped in, replacing the roof as we speak. Then also there's a large concrete slab that's on the inside of that building. That's going to be busted out, which is going to open up a ton of room, and we're going to have garage doors. So we're not going to need this building. We're going to be able to use this building, probably put in a little office space for our guys so they can have a computer. But it's going to be a much more functional building for us, which is what we needed in the first place. So that's good news. We're going to put down new gravel, probably about April, and just regrass, try to make everything around there look a little better now that we've got the boardwalk fixed, the bridge fixed. We've
What
got
shape is that
kiosks.
bridge in there?
Bridge is in good
The
shape.
one that goes
Yeah,
across?
the bridge was always in good shape. It was just
Yeah,
the
okay.
land was not in good shape.
It used to
fall
sag
in.
a little bit
Yeah.
sometimes, but
But it's solid as it can be now.
good, good, okay, that's good, that's good.
Sean, can we put, and I know Fred will chime in on this also, we've talked about for several years, I know it's not budgeted this year, dredging on Coffee Lake. When they take the word out, you can see a lot of sediment. We've gone through a lot of storms in the last 15, 20 years.
Especially over there where the creek comes
Spillway
in.
And when Raleigh, maybe 10 years ago?
No, I dredged it before that.
Oh, you did, yeah. the
Yeah,
spill-
we did it one time, and it was effort between the club.
Town and resort, yeah. So I mean, it's, I know they like that sandbar down there, but just to keep it on our notes and thoughts. And I even talked to Ryan one day up there last week or two, and he said, yeah, I'd be interested in that too. So that's something that, we could do for like to check with the right people first, because there's fish in there, want to do it right. So that's just something like is on our list to do.
To dredge the lake.
The trail, I guess the trail, I haven't walked around Coffee Lake, I assume the pavement is.
It's great.
okay, The bridges, yeah.
It's good.
Could use a pressure washing. It's a little slippery.
And that's a spring project that we do every year.
That's the only thing it needs.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob, can we talk about this? Okay,
Hi.
Bob was taking care of something that Rory and I have been interested in for decades. And I'm gonna just pass this around, but Bob,
Oh, I love that.
talk about it.
Well, it's preliminary, because I just talked to the mayor, and I haven't talked to the council. We're gonna put this on the council agenda for Tuesday. I'm gonna ask council direction to, instead of putting the Jiffy John down at Lake Coffee,
That's gotta go.
we wanna build this, bathroom facility
Huge.
closer to the road, and that's our rendering that John Merritt put together.
This is the top of the
And we'd
cupola.
like to get it done before the fishing derby.
Okay.
I get a few, not a lot, but around here a few, depending on who it is, it makes it very important. The ladies who walk around the lake don't want to use the Jiffy John. I don't blame them. So we think we've got a solution here that pending council approval.
Gosh,
We want to
It's
move
wonderful.
ahead on that. It's actually very cost effective. We think we're looking at between $12,000 and $15,000. We're not going to go to a great expense with engineering. We're going to design it in-house. We'll hire a contractor, local contractor to build it. Public Works will put in the sewer and the water. And hopefully,
Very nice.
again, pending council approval, we can get this done pretty quickly. So I want the rec committee to see this.
okay, Barbara, since you aren't here to look at the pretty picture, but,
Yeah, but I move we approve it. I mean, we talked about it for too many years.
okay. But, you know, we're all in favor of it, I'm sure. And, Bob, thank you so much for doing this. And Rory, we can throw all those pictures and magazines away that had those prefabricated, recycle, that had the prefabricated. I've got 2 or 3 sitting in my office that I'd go back and look at. And we were, Rory and I were hoping we could get one of those you bring in on a truck and plop over the sewer line and live happily ever after. But this is beautiful, so.
And the cleaning, the maintenance of it will be done by town employees or
Sean himself is going to take care of it.
he is? Okay.
Just to make sure it's right,
Okay.
right, Sean?
That will be his responsibility. They do, as you know, Parks and Rec does all the parks.
Correct.
Maintenance, and this will be added to their maintenance, and there'll be an additional maintenance cost to any facility we put out there. But I think it's negligible. We won't get a return on the investment for some years, but we won't have to pay the monthly charge for the porta-john.
Right.
That no one wants to use.
Right.
Plus,
Right,
it
right.
doesn't look good. So.
It's a win-win, thank
It's a
you.
little thing, but just remember, the council hasn't even seen it. I shared it with the mayor. We've got it on the agenda.
Are you gonna take,
Tuesday.
I'd say so, not that we wanna fill up this room necessarily, but we all need to be here holding the picture up so the council pays, goes for it. But we'll go, okay, just to go on record as our recreation committee, can I hear a motion that we're all in favor of this project?
So
Aye.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
There you go, we have
Get
it.
rid of any
And,
porta potty in the room.
so thank you, Bob, for very, very much, because
We use it
it's great. Okay, Bob, I know you gotta go to a meeting,
every day.
and, can we ask Bob to tell us anything he wants to, so he can slide out?
You sure can. The next one was gonna be Shane Park update. If he wants to elaborate a little more, I was gonna just say the contracts have been signed, the silk fence is in, and, we're gonna start constructing April.
Yep, Shane Park, contract's been signed, the notice of proceed's been issued, silt fence has been installed, we're in for permitting now, finalizing all the permits before we start breaking ground. The one issue we have on the council agenda Tuesday is we have to amend the Buckeye Lake Protection Ordinance to allow after hours use of Shane Park. The current ordinance makes sundown, we have to close the lake. Everything else around the lake will remain the same. Shane Park is being carved out to allow it to be open after dark for camping. And we also asking the council to amend the ordinance to allow camping. Designated areas in Shane Park has to be registered and approved with a permit through the Parks and Rec Department. And there's a fee that'll be included with that. If the council makes that change, then we'll be able to comply with our state permit.
Wow.
I've spoke to the council all individually, they're all supportive of it. We did have a vote of the council, it was 5-0, last week, the 25th of February, where the council gave me direction to proceed with Shane Park as designed, and we've been doing that. So it's a go, and as soon as, on the 11th, the meeting's on the 10th, on the 11th, we'll finalize our permits and the contractor's ready to begin. We like to get the project completed before we get the big influx of visitors this summer. I don't know if that's really going to work out, but we're going to target something around, in July to be done. So
Okay,
with
you
that,
got a contract on the bathroom itself?
We do.
A
We have a
bill?
contract for the entire project,
Yeah.
which is the bathroom, pump,
And the-
enclosure combined, and the parking, the reconfigured parking.
Okay, how many parking places do we end up with? 15?
15.
15?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Now, it will be paved. We had originally tried to make it gravel, and I've learned a lot about
Roads.
pump houses and things like that. The state would like us to pave it, believe it or not. The paving allows us to control the runoff and direct the rain runoff into a certain area where we'll build what they call a bio buffer, which will clean the water as it goes
Gotcha.
towards the lake. A
Yeah.
gravel parking lot, even though you would think that would be more environmentally friendly, allows the oils and greases from the vehicles to seep into the rock. When it rains, it gets into the groundwater and it can't be controlled. And there's a potential for it to move underneath out towards the drinking water. The planning board has been concerned with the environmental impact of the park. And so we've taken all that into consideration. We've raised the elevation of the bathrooms 14 inches. We did that back in January to take into account the report of flooding in the area. We don't want our investment to be ruined because a couple inches of water floods in that area. It is a low-lying area. It is not in a flood zone. It's been reported that it is not. And we're well with it outside the buffer that's required by the state. We're under a WS2 state permit. All that means is that we have to have 30 feet from the stream to any structure that we're building, and we have to have 50 feet from the lake. I've got a map for council on Tuesday. We'll clearly depict those buffers, and the building, the pump, the parking as well outside the buffers area. So everything is legal, everything is permittable, and will be permitted.
Guys,
We'd like
thank
to get
you.
this project off dead center and get it moving.
That's great.
Great job.
Great job.
Okay, can I ask you just one question that, are we gonna go ahead and resubmit our grant application this year? Or you talked one time about waiting a year or something? or-
Yes, we're not gonna reapply this year. I have no money to go back with. So that's one large reason not to apply this year. It was kind of in our best interest to just get started with the parts, move as we can, let it go for a year and then reapply. Also, we'll be asking for a lot less money at that point. So best thing to do right now is not to reapply for the part of
Okay, well, I'm sure you've talked to, what's her name, the lady?
Judy.
And
Yes.
Judy, yeah.
Yeah, and that was
About your plan in doing it that way, because, the lady that is a friend of mine, Marty Newbold, she, sent me a nice letter a while back apologizing for us not getting the grant this year, but she urged us to reapply because she thought we were in good standing with them, but she said they just had so many deals in so many other places and all this. So I was encouraged by her letter, but of course, you know what you're doing on that and talking to Judy and everything. But so, we're at least on their radar.
Yes.
And what would that grant be for?
The part of application?
Yeah.
So that's really what we'd have to also talk about is what would we apply for?
Okay.
We cannot apply it towards like just a bathroom, which, before it's gonna be lumped into everything. So the next go around, my recommendation would be the fishing pier, a low ropes course. We're having to change kind of the location of where the low ropes course is gonna be. Once again, due to the state having to have a 30-foot buffer, well, actually, it's us. Our ordinance says 30-foot buffer from the stream. So, couple just full recreation proponents of it, pier and low ropes course, maybe a picnic shelter, any other additions that we may need with the campsites, we can throw those into. But again, it would take some planning to, instead of us going, just saying, give us some money because we want to do something, that really does not look good. So you need to have what you want, how much it costs.
Right.
And also, we have, this
So the
past
fact
year,
we've
we
gotten
had-
started, and we can show them that,
Yes.
and all of that will be.
So they still have record of our applications, and seeing that it has been something that we've been working on for a few years and applied for a couple years, taking a step back off of a year does not look bad, in my opinion, and Judy even said the same thing, sort of.
Well,
But
we can
again,
get it,
we got to
we can
make
get it
sure
all
we have
together
money
in
to
that
go
period of time.
to meet
Bob-
our match.
Bob, is there anything else you want to mention before you, about anything that affect us?
No, thank you all for being here, helping us with Parks and Rec, it's very important.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for all your work. Sean, what was the one Rocky Knob received, the $100,000? What
So that was the RTP grant.
RT, okay.
Yep. So that was the same grant that we received a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
I actually helped Christian write some of that one, so that was, he knew that we had gotten the grant, so he reached out to me to ask him, and now he's asked me to help him write a part of grant. I was like,
Uh-huh.
no.
So is it Blue Ridge that owns the substation? They're gonna give them that land that borders 421 there eventually when they finish?
Talking about that new place, right?
Yeah, it's right there near Tractor Supply this side. They're gonna.
Oh, right.
They're gonna give them that land for a beginner, and they're gonna pay them.
Oh, they
I
need
know
that.
that's part of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just wondered how they got that grant, so, okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
In case y'all hadn't noticed, as you're going out 421, on the right-hand side, they built this beautiful rock wall, and they leveled it off. They've been working on it. You've always wondered what the heck they were gonna do
Box store, I
there.
thought it was gonna be a box store.
Yeah, but then they
Target.
put a nice fence along the front, and that's gonna be for a substation for New River Light and Power. So, as Roy mentioned,
New trails behind it, when they get done, they're gonna give the town or whoever the land and they'll annex it
Some.
to Rocky Mountain Park.
There's a lot of land that's getting ready to be given, or not given. There's a guy who wants to sell a lot of it, but I think he's going to sell it for a reasonable price, and he's really encouraging. That's where the part of grant was going to come in, because he's wanting to give it to Rocky Knob.
the people still like ours the best.
Yeah.
Our
exactly.
Emerald
So,
out back.
my opinion, working with
They gotta catch up
Kentucky
with
guys
us.
and us,
That's
it's
great, yeah.
it's a kind
Rocky
of a
Knob's
great
great, though.
mix,
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
we're all doing the same thing, which is
And attracting people.
attract people up here, so it's good. I was gonna say something else about the grant, but we'll get to that later. Only last little thing, it's kind of small, but we have 2 boilers at the rec center. The bottom one has been out for many years. We finally got it repaired and working, and it was really good timing because the top one went out on us.
Good,
Right,
right.
the bottom one was repaired. So if you were down for the pancake breakfast a couple of weeks ago for 80s weekend, it was freezing cold that morning, because that morning is when both boilers went out. We got them repaired, and we're back online, so now we have heat again.
How's the
So-
gutter system? Are we proceeding with that?
The gutter system, so that, I can show you in the budget.
Oh, sorry.
I've got our quotes for that one, and one really good quote out of Ashe County. Yes, so we'll look to have the gutters replaced, not the downspouts, just the gutter. Yeah. And that's all I have for the report.
Okay, that's the director's notes and report. Anybody have any questions in regard to any of those items there? Guys, thank you all for all of it, and details on revenue totals. You can look at that if you have any questions. And so anyhow, binoculars seem to be pulling in a little money there.
Yeah.
But
pretty cool
not
to see.
quite as much as a Coke machine. So, you know,
Just wait till
Is the
summertime.
Coke machine's only inside? That's another thing, if you put one outside.
We've talked about doing it outside, we just didn't really know where to put it. We didn't want to put a Coke machine as the first thing you see it.
No, but I would, on the side there where the picnic
But
area
then
is
nobody ever
maybe.
sees it.
Yeah,
So, it's been,
because you go down there with a
Awesome.
family and, one of the kids are thirsty, this is nice. bottled
Kate would
water.
really like to actually put in a vending machine as well, but Coke doesn't do that, so we'd have to change
Okay.
to triangle vending, which covers public works and town hall, so I mean, we do have an account with them already.
But then they'll be eating in the gym and
Yeah.
whole nother question
Yeah.
of problem. Even Cokes are a problem.
Yeah, we do get a lot of people asking for snacks, just when they get in there and they're like,
Okay, can we ask about the dog park donation deal? That's that box up there that they can put money into. Y'all, everybody's aware of that.
Yes.
And, you know, people, well, I don't know, have there been years we made more than $50? But, anyhow, that's a middle ground for all the use it gets.
No.
But anyhow, we hope people will continue to contribute. That's good. Everybody
What
likes that.
fitness
or-
classes do you make money on?
I'm sorry?
What fitness classes do you make money on?
All of them.
Only when they're not a member.
Correct.
I get it, okay. Duh.
That's you're smart. You know it all.
Duh.
No, you know it all.
I have to work through it.
No, I was thinking, I didn't think about that.
Talk it through. Talk amongst
Okay,
yourselves.
Sean, do you want to go over this, deal about the prices and the, rates that are being charged for different things?
Yes.
This is a little writing.
Pretty easily to look at here is, if you remember, so on the left hand, you have our current rates. And then what we're proposing to switch to here on the right. The biggest thing is we have just found, if you guys remember a few years ago when we were looking at this, we had a $350 non-refundable deposit. Well, for all of us at the rec center, a non-refundable deposit has been a huge problem. The wording is terrible, and it has turned people away because it's a non-refundable. To me, that's not a deposit. That's that's part of your contract price, right?
Paying for it.
So we're just basically proposing changing that to just a $300 deposit for, say, special events. Under weddings, same thing, the rates would change a little because, again, a wedding is something a little more elaborate. There's a lot more that goes into it. And then under the meeting and conference, same thing. It would not, it would just be a $100 deposit, which actually that is still about right. So, plus we want to kind of bump up the after hours. We've had probably this year several requests to say, hey, we want to stay till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. We've said in our contract 11 is as late as you're going. A few years ago we had a wedding that lasted till 1 a.m. and that's just not right. So we want to cap it at 11 p.m. as late as we're going to stay after hours. But of course, now that we're on set hours year round, closing at 7, that does kind of bump up a little bit. Whereas a couple years ago when we first looked at this, we were open until 8 o'clock. So really just adding one more hour, but still kind of trying to keep people in line with not abusing the situation and keeping us out till 1 or 2 a.m. when you have staff there, and it causes a whole headache. We still are keeping with the 14-day notice. You can cancel within 7-day notice, but if we do not have a 14-day notice of a rental, then we really have to take a look at that to see what the rental is, just because it throws off all of our scheduling. So the biggest change, once again, is just changing off the $350 non-refundable to a $300 deposit. Then down with the gym, doing a $500 deposit rather than the $200, just because if really anything happens in the gym that's major, it's going to be expensive. And then the pavilion, instead of the 4 to 8 hour, it's just a $20 rental, and there's your hours. So little changes, little variations, but we feel like this is going to, it'll be smoother on us, smoother on also the person who's wanting to rent the facilities, and just not overcharge for something, $125 rental, and then you get a $350.
Okay, the good thing's on the picnic pavilion above Lake Coffee, all right with that. And this kind of evens it out a little bit, and makes it sweet.
Picnic above Lake Coffee,
It's picnic area.
above
No,
Buckeye.
Buckeye.
Above Buckeye, sorry.
Excuse me, Buckeye's down low and the picnic's up high.
It's okay.
Do you have a maximum, like you said tables and chairs are included, do y'all have a fee if you go above X amount, or that's offered with the wedding or the event?
Yeah, so with weddings, we'll set up the tables and chairs. We only have so many tables and chairs, so if we do need to rent anything else, they would have to cover that. But that's where.
They cover the rental, of course, and the labor, or that's
Yes.
included? Okay.
Yeah, all we're doing is putting the tables and chairs out.
What you have,
We won't
okay.
decorate or anything.
Alright.
And again, in the contract, which I didn't provide, but in the contract, it says that. Also in the contract, it says if you're doing this rental, you're required to do a walkthrough with one of us. So that we write all this stuff out. So we say, hey, you need 50 tables, we only have 12. So you're in
That's a
charge
deal,
for
that's a
it.
deal right there.
And
Hey, Sean,
it's
do you want us to approve this?
Yes.
Motion or anything?
You just need to make a motion and
Okay.
then at,
Okay.
not this council meeting, but April's council meeting.
Do I hear a motion that we approve these?
So moved.
As amended, okay, second?
Second?
Okay, thank you very much.
Just quick
Further
question.
discussion?
Just more curiosity. How many events do we have per year down there?
Rental.
Do you have a number? Yeah.
I don't have the number right now, but I can pull it for you.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
It's, kind of off the cuff answer, we get about 10 to 15 a year. It's not a lot.
Right.
But also this past year, as soon as we tell them what that non-refundable,
That'll help a lot.
they just hang up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting rid of that will help, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one, for sure.
That's good, job.
We've actually kind of,
Do you have any more, do you have a brochure or something for people that come in? Even if you put it in the visitor center, because people come up here and they have no idea that Buckeye's down there, and they're looking for a wedding venue.
yeah.
And Overlook's closed, all these different places. It might not be a bad thing to have like a small brochure,
Sure.
in-house made, paper, folded up, whatever.
Yeah. Would you do that for just a wedding, or do you just think all party?
Event.
I'd say event.
Event, period, just
Yeah.
call it event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family reunion, having,
Yeah,
it's just, they have them a lot of the time.
a lot of birthday parties.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can just do a one-sheet card thing and on some kind of card stock or something rather than,
Shuffle.
I mean, you aren't gonna, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be something that it goes in a brochure rack that every kid picks up and never uses again, but
Make
just
it
for the
simple.
people that that'd be a good idea.
Are there places to advertise, or is it currently advertised?
That we rent the facility?
Yeah, like I don't know if there's a facility rental website or something, but.
No, so we're working on our website, that's kind
Right.
of a different thing, but, so on the rec desk side, obviously if people, that's where we direct them if they would like to sign up online and rent the facility. Advertising, we haven't really done a whole lot, so I think the pamphlet idea would be really
Right,
good.
it'd be good to
We have our
see.
rack card that we do hand out to, the lodging companies, some restaurants, but even, we've already moved to where, we printed those things about 4 years ago. A lot of that information is already outdated, so.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering,
that's a lot
online,
of
at
things
least
we
you
need
can
to
update
fix.
it.
Yeah.
You know, just as a thing, you might have one of your people, when you get all that done, maybe just to take it around to all the rental agents and the 3 ends, and just so they're aware of it, in case somebody asks, but, just getting the word out would help out, a little bit, so.
Yeah, I think.
Make
this
more
next
work for you,
budget,
right?
redo that
And if you
card.
have any photos of weddings past, events, even Kate's holiday market where she put up the toile and, the tooling and the whole bit, it was gorgeous. And you can really make it, they have to do it, that's fine, but
Right.
you can do it.
Okay, anybody have any questions about that?
Well, we need to approve.
Okay,
We
need
have a
to, all
second.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Thank you very much, passed.
Okay.
Okay, so you can tell the council that this committee is all in favor of it, and thank you very much.
I think,
Good change.
the Watauga Democrat or High Country Press or somebody does a wedding.
They do a book,
They do a book, a wedding, the High Country Wedding.
pretty expensive to advertise
Very.
in, but
Is it?
Just came out, I
Yeah.
actually sent it to a friend of mine. Sounds good.
I was thinking that would be a good way to get the word to people that are in Boone.
if they have classified ad section in the back, you can do a little. But I don't think they do.
Okay, okay.
But anyhow, that's a good idea though.
Wedding stuff is expensive when you
It
get
is.
into any
My
sort of.
nephew's going through that. He has a champagne taste and a beer pocketbook.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, now, do we want to go on to the budget deal here?
Yes, so really, I was, just to let you guys see the budget of what has been, or it will be proposed, not met yet with Bob or Steve, but mainly, I guess, kind of looking at the bottom line, we are right around last year's of what we ended with last year, not proposed of last year, which was rather high, so, we've made some changes, and this is still going to include, so if you look back on one of the last sheets, that sheet has, no, I'm sorry, that one, I was not able to print off our notes because this is gonna be so tiny, I don't think anybody could have read it. But I can send it to you in an email and you can see through it of some of the bigger projects. That last list actually will, go with the capital, which is the one with the blue line in the middle. But this still has the projects, with the playground, a new mower, a new vehicle. So a lot of the bigger things that we were needing and wanted to move towards, that we discussed in January's meeting, that is in this budget as the numbers that you see, and it is still quite a bit underneath, last year's proposed budget, so I think that was really good. The one thing I will note, I took the HVAC unit off this year. I put it on for next year. The reason being, to kind of combat the money deal with this, we've got both exhaust fans working in the gym this year, so we can run them and you know, the
See if
people
there's a
who are,
difference.
exactly, people who are against spending that kind of money, we can try to say, with no pun intended, but we have exhausted all of our sources here. We've opened doors, we've opened fans, just to see how it does, and who knows, maybe we would do something. But, yeah, that's, so, sorry, Gloria, I think it's still may be a hot year. Now, again, this is what I have kind of recommended on this, if you guys want to do something different. But again, that would put us back up to a, you know, back in line with what last year's budget was. So as it sits right now, it's about 5% lower than last year's budget.
Well, I'm just gonna speak about this. You know, heating, air conditioning down there, I think we really need to look at that, because we probably would only use it for maybe 2-3 months at the most. And, you know, and I know,
Two very busy, well, it's more than two, but very, very busy months.
yeah, so, you know, we just need to look at that and say, you know, if the exhaust fans work, great, you know, but I think we need to think through that before we spend that outlay, and how long it will take us to recoup the money. And I don't want people to be uncomfortable, I'm just saying.
Right, right.
You know, because
No,
there's a lot of maintenance when those things sit.
Mhm.
You know, if they sit for like 9 months out of the year, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, so
I
I just want to
agree.
keep that in mind, you know?
Yeah. I fully agree, and that's one of the reasons I've been having in here the contract with HVAC Incorporated, and they would, right now, we're actually looking at getting a quote for them to take all of our boilers all across the mountain, including the one at the rec center, but they would handle the boiler system, sorry, I said boilers, generators, boilers, generators, all the air conditioning units at the rec facility, rather than Boone Heating and Air, who have proven time and time to just not do their job right and
Yeah.
cause us issues.
Yeah.
So at the same time, that would be one of their service calls,
Good.
or maintenance call to maintain that every year, get started again, make sure everything's up and running to snuff. However, I think money-wise, because there are other projects in the town, trying to outweigh that
Yes.
lump of money versus some other things, could we maybe hold a year and try to use the fans? Now, again, this is just a suggestion. If other people are like, nope, go for it, then we can change things around. But looking at the numbers and knowing that we're going to have to watch some of our spending, that was kind of the way I did it.
Okay, let me ask you while you're on fixing things and building, are there any other items at the rec center, talking about the gutters, can you think of anything else that may creep into the picture as far as needing some thought and repair work put into them? I mean, only you would know, but,
Well, our staff know quite a bit. We are looking at putting out some, we call them bowler lights, walkway lights, basically to the weight room.
Right.
They're only about 3 or 4 feet tall. That's just an addition, that's not really a
Is that
replacement.
path on that list to be raised? There was only one time that I've had a problem this year.
I'm gonna try to do that in-house with our guys.
Because it's just, I mean,
not-
it's like a lake.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a project they're gonna like.
You get in there and your feet are wet.
And that's why I
Yeah,
discovered
sorry.
it wasn't well lit when I stepped in the puddle. and-
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I use my phone, my car lights stay on long enough for me to almost get all the way up there anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of.
But we have a lot of people that use it later at night. We have police that come in and out of it.
Yes.
while we're talking about lights and
Safety and
everything,
security issues.
what about the outdoor lighting? Is that light on the corner of the tennis courts, is it working these days?
The last I saw, the bulbs were still
Wonderful.
out, but we do
It's
have.
pretty well lit now.
Yeah.
The parking lot's pretty
It is,
well
but the
lit.
only time is when you use the extra parking out on the ball field. There's no lighting
Oh,
out there.
yeah, no, there's no light
And
out
when you
there.
come out the side door, it's dark.
Yeah.
And there's no direct lighting along the main path. It's lit, but it's not direct.
Right.
That tennis light.
Yeah.
But
And so-
after
Even solar lights.
after this weekend, it'll be lit during business
So like
hours.
I said,
So,
So I know a lot of people say, why don't you get the little lights you stick in the ground? We have tried this before and
Yeah, they don't
they
last
ended
very long,
up busted
do
apart.
They do.
and
They
it
don't
get
makes
right
their
up
pain
there.
for mowing.
So,
They're a pain
the
for
bowler
mowing.
lights, like I said, they're about 4 feet, 6 to 8 inches wide.
Good.
That's what we put in.
And we've even looked at putting them on the main drag also.
yeah, I gotta see how they work, along that back path probably
Yeah, the back
first.
path is.
That's
we thought
critical.
First, because there's no light
Yeah.
back there.
No light.
No light.
Yeah.
But the front actually has some.
Yeah, you can see, it's just, also lighting to me is aesthetic too, it looks good.
Sure, sure.
And, if it looks good in the back, maybe in the front,
Yeah,
serves a dual purpose.
yeah.
Okay, anybody have any other items that, it looks good here, Sean's thought this through.
So you're not replacing the Jeep?
Yes,
Oh, it is?
that's,
That's on here.
yeah, that's the vehicle. If you look
Oh,
on
okay,
the
okay,
board with like
okay,
the
okay.
blue line.
How about the kitchen? We talked about pots and pans. Is that something in-house?
That's gonna be just like normal budget.
Oh, you're
things.
okay with that? 'Cause I know that was a
You're
big
doing the
item.
countertops and
The countertops we've got a quote on, so, that's in there. Again, it's all.
Countertop for
improvement.
kitchen island, yeah.
I know we discussed that a
I'm sorry.
lot.
I want to look at your counter quote,
Okay,
because I just got a good.
yeah.
I'm so excited, finally.
But if you guys have any questions and want to see anything further, want to check some notes, of course, just let me know. I can email you the copy. There's, like I said, trying to email out the page with all the notes. The font was down to like a 6, so you can hardly see it. But door's always open. I'm happy to show you anything in there, and if you want to change some things around, which things will get changed around, of course. But this is, when we have our first meeting this week, next week, this is what it's going to look like.
Skid steer all good for the sledding?
Skid steer's good, yep.
You're okay with that?
Yep, we've got all the attachments I think that we need right
Do
now.
you need a trailer, a new trailer?
We've got the trailer for the skid steer.
Oh, you do? I
Yes.
thought you needed another one.
So what we're looking at is, we have the small trailer that we can haul the Polaris around.
Right.
That one, again, I've taken that off of this year's
Oh,
list,
okay.
put it on, I believe, for maybe next year, yeah, and that'd be a UTV with the trailer.
So you're still looking at next year with that, the whole
Yeah.
new trailer and the UTV?
Yeah, and the
Okay.
trailer is rather small, it's about $5,000 first, the trailer we have for the skid steer.
Make sure you get it big enough.
Yes.
Have you been to the Honda place in Hickory? Moto Mike bought a new motorcycle last week. I went by there last week and they have nice vehicles there. I've never
Okay.
dealt with them. I'm gonna look at.
Yeah, I've got 2 quotes, one from a Chevy dealership that we've got our truck from, and then also the Durango that the town bought a few months back. I've talked to that company as well, so.
How about UTV stuff? Where do you?
UTV,
Yeah, just wherever.
Sure. Well, quite frankly, I talked to a company that I know of pretty well. They're
Oh,
up in
so,
Morgantown,
yeah.
West Virginia, but
It's a good
they
price.
will beat anybody's price on one
Wow.
because they are so big.
You do
Plus-
need a bigger one.
Yeah, and we are not going Polaris. No way. They're
Okay.
belt driven, they break down, they're a waste of money.
Do we still have the same one we originally had built?
Yes.
And that was,
Gosh, we've had.
It's
a long
It's a
How old?
2010 or
Gotcha.
I
11.
would say 11 or
Long
12.
time.
That was a middle
well,
school.
I remember taking Sean, and we went to Charlotte, we looked all over, well, we bought it in Charlotte.
Yeah.
But, anyhow, that was quite a deal.
Yeah, we had to replace the entire.
It's 8 or 10 years old.
No,
oh,
it's
yeah,
okay.
It's old, it's been through it.
Which is good, I mean, that's.
Okay, also
We've
looking
got
on
the
here,
fun about it, yeah.
you're gonna continue on your picnic replacement program.
Yes, sir.
So that's good, that's good.
Yeah,
And,
we'll continue that until we're all finished up.
Okay. Okay,
And
you
then-
know, last year, I mean, we kept hearing people talk about the recreation budget, it increased by so much and all this, so I think you're kind of doing a good job of kind of keeping it in tow, even though we're doing a new bathroom here at the Perry, or at Lake Coffee, and all those other things, but, you know, just, it's always good just to think it through, and you're postponing several things, sounds good too.
Yeah, and, you know, ultimately, we take taxpayers' money and we want to use it the best way possible, so it's not frivolous spending, it's not, oh, we think we need to do this. I mean, obviously, we sit around these meetings and say, what do you guys want to do to move the town in the direction that you see fit for the recreation? And I think that's how I plan the budget with that stuff in mind. You can see the 113,000, that's the playground, that's the quote that I've gotten. That took a lot of work to kind of get there. A lot of their original quotes were really up there. I said, tone back your dreams just a bit for us. But they've still given us something really, really good. We could even drop that a little bit more. You just would lose any swings, but they could still build the surface to where you could do the swings next year. But
That looks good.
it-
Like it is.
it's, you know, it's one of those things, do you do it now and just spend it, or put it off? And you end up spending a little bit more money if you have to do it that way. So, also the trail across the street that we talked about, that's in the budget, so all that's there. We've got some of the kiosks already built, and we're gonna move with those. And then next year, I think we'll only have about 8 more.
Okay, the trail across the,
Yes, so
On the
you
property.
missed a bit, but across from yours.
yeah, no, where is it?
So it's just in, let's see, I think under trail maintenance, or.
Is that-
No, contract services, sorry. So if you kind of go with what was, you know, our year-to-date,
Yeah.
you can see all the years past. So clearly there are line items that are much higher than they were before, but I've also dropped.
Okay, so
line
what are you
items.
thinking that would, or is that in your plan for this year?
This next budget year,
This
yes.
new physical year.
Yes.
That would be
Yeah.
the ADA trail and
Yeah.
tie in with it.
Yeah,
Is this
absolutely.
being done by the rec,
No, that one will be contracted out. So we'll have a professional trail builder do that.
because of the ADA on it, or?
That,
having
the scope
approval?
of work to really get it done, you know, he does
He's
this a lot.
certified to do it and do it.
It's a
right.
big job.
And-
Yeah, I mean, our guys are great, they like to build trail, but I want this done the right way.
Yeah.
Not saying they don't do the right
They
way.
do a
but-
good
Understand.
job, it's just, this is the job where, you know, you get
Exactly.
tied up with
With
a
other
spring
stuff,
project, when you got other stuff to do. It's
Okay, on
like-
this
You can hire
bathroom,
them.
how much did Bob say he thought this would cost us?
12, 15?
12 to 15.
12 to 15.
Okay. Okay.
The biggest
Well.
than half of it, he'll pay for.
So we'll start back, we'll start back on the greenway work too.
Hey,
Up
Sean.
there. What's the
The
pl-
plumbing
update?
is-
That one may be a
Thinking
filing
about-
question.
And I don't know if you got other plans, but, this would be a great deal to request some funding from the TDA.
Towards, the bathroom, I'm absolutely right to agree with
Okay.
that.
Since-
Just bathroom, playground.
Okay,
Sorry,
playground.
Playground, but the
Yeah.
bathroom could be
Well, I was
too,
just
but they're
thinking-
trying to do that right now.
They've had an extra good year.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Bob-
Not
Bob
that
may
they
ask
don't
them-
have other places, but I'm just thinking, I can't think of any single project that would be, you know, we can put a picture of the TDA committee on the wall inside if you want. But I don't
No.
know, but I'm just saying, you know,
smart.
anything we could do to,
Going back to the trail across the road, have we, like, named it or anything yet?
We have not named it.
Okay, I've been talking to people in the community, and two things have come up. Either a veterans park on the mountain or like a founders park. So I don't know if we could tie something like that in. We can talk about it,
Good
think
idea.
about it.
Right now, it's full concept.
Yeah, no, I understand. Just figured get the ball rolling there.
no, that's,
I kind of like the Founders.
Like
Yeah,
the founders, for sure.
you know, because we have a lot of people on the mountain that, you know, there's no recognition, you got other
I
cities and
was gonna
stuff.
say, could we get a statue of Fred out there? You press the button and it
Starts talking.
Hey, but a lot of-
But it's something to look at. I don't know if we could do little,
Or donation box.
Plaques or.
yeah, little plaques, you know, as you walk around the trail, something like that. But we can look into it and get that ball rolling.
Michael has a lot of good ideas, and so, you know, I'm lucky that he talks to me. And, no, I see him, he worked in a ski shop this year, so we've had a lot of good conversations, but I'm just always impressed with his coming up with stuff. And he's always thinking about Beach Mountain.
He is.
And his thoughts are always in the right direction. And as somebody that grew up here and has done things from being member of the fire department to all the other things, having him in this position on the recreation committee can only help us go further and think faster and
The future
look
is our
at
young
it.
people, and
Amen,
that's why
amen.
we need
Yeah,
it.
He
no, that's
informed me
true.
We have
that
to
the
have
UTV
him.
was purchased when he was in middle school.
Yeah.
He just told me that.
That was on its maiden voyage. I remember.
Okay.
That really made me feel really good. That's
It
all it
does.
was. Not even 10 o'clock. You know?
Well, you're still young, Roy. Don't forget about it. Don't forget. Okay,
Sean,
anyhow,
real quick, too.
just so we can move along, what else on Sean's budget?
Michael
I
has
got
one
one
more
more.
thing.
Oh, excuse me.
Wind Park, was that still?
Wind Park
Was
is
that
not
under-
in here.
Okay.
I did not put that in because I'm still gonna try to,
Working
like
around
we
it?
said, that
Yeah.
fire.
Okay,
Yeah, haven't really talked to Bob about that one yet, but.
Okay.
I'll push it back, so. And if you
Wait,
guys
that's
didn't
the
know,
wind park?
wind.
Bob,
I can
Wynn.
talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up. in
Let's-
the
let's
speak
let
out
him-
if you want.
Yeah,
If
go
you want
ahead.
me to
You
bring
want
it
it now
I
or
brought some
speak out?
We can just speak out.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
move on.
let's do that. Let's just keep thinking about all of this, and as we look at all these facts and figures, or mostly figures here, are there any, you know, I see bear-proof trash bins.
Yeah,
Don't
we've
forget
got
that.
more to add.
Hey, yesterday I stopped over outside of Hampton. I'm interested in railroad, the Tweetsie Trail and all that stuff. And they have a place where the Carter County has built a little park where a trestle went across. And anyhow, they had this garbage can there. And it took me about 15 minutes to figure out how to open it up. And it sure is bear-proof.
It's
It's
Fred-proof.
Fred-proof too. But you had to stick your hand in this little hole,
Yeah.
then you had to move something over.
That's how you do
And, I mean, it was a beautiful can, but they were two of them side by side.
Yeah.
And,
Really good when you have a dog poop bag.
oh gosh, it was something else to just try to get in that can. So, I mean, I like the can, the looks of it and all that, but I was thinking, oh, man, I sure am dumb not being able to figure that. But there was,
It's fine. We have stickers on ours that show you exactly what to do.
okay, good. I better go try that out, see, maybe I can learn from yours.
Yeah.
Okay, you've done a good job, and then, okay, give us a little idea about what's the schedule, the timing on your budget deal when you present it to the council?
So council presentations have not started yet. I'll meet with Steve and Bob beforehand. We kind of go through this.
Okay.
And this week sort of got jumbled up with some other meetings at Public Works, and we have been going through. So I think we'll probably meet next week. That's my guess, to start this. And
Okay,
as they said, well, whatever you present right now is how it'll go. So that's why it's got to be pretty tidied up right now, which it is. It's there. So.
okay. Questions, you got anything?
No, I think it looks good, and I think you're moving it away, you know, backing some things off is very good, because you have heard comments that it's spending, so
Yeah.
back off a little and push it back.
You give us something to talk positive about.
Sure.
You're not gonna.
Yeah.
The air conditioning, I mean, I talked to Kate about it, and she said she's had a couple of women almost faint in her classes in the summertime.
It's
From the heat.
very hot.
Now, I work out in there all the time, and in the gym or in the fitness. Fitness is fine, because that's air conditioned. But I've never had a problem where working out, it's too hot, that's all. But I think if you're gonna have a wedding in there, you're gonna have
Oh.
events,
Yeah.
that's a whole different story.
That's true too.
I don't think we'd have a wedding in the gym.
You never
But you
know.
might have
Yeah,
a reception. Because we had that one big party,
You know,
Billie Jean's
Jean's is
50th.
great in there.
yeah,
That was August, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't hot.
but it wasn't that hot.
Not at all.
But I mean, there was probably, what, 150 people in there?
But I think nighttime is better than daytime,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. It's certainly the day. I mean, during the Zoom times, I mean, Gloria's in there, she could take
But it's
it
only
gets
an hour.
stifling. Sure,
You know, I mean, I turned the fan on me.
yeah.
I put it right on.
I would just find
Yeah,
more fans.
it gets hot.
And maybe we get
Just
more
get
fans,
more of
so,
those
but-
standing fans and put
Yeah.
it all around the room. It really makes a difference.
Right.
They're loud
Just
though.
moving the air.
That's
Put
all
it next to
downside.
Therese, Susie, we could tell you who needs them.
Gloria.
Gloria.
Everybody has their own fans, that's all.
There's just the women that go,
Well, I mean,
"No fan."
Is there any possibility for ceiling fans that drop way down?
So that would actually
Well, if it dropped that far down,
probably.
That's
Well, I mean, I don't mean far down, like above my head, but enough that it would stir the air all around in the,
Well, like Home Center has a big fan. I know.
That's
That's
right.
that's way too big for
That
butt
does-
time.
Do you think that moves wood? I think it just takes the air and just keeps
It
circulating.
circulates,
Right.
but that does help cool. But I don't know. Those are probably
I
expensive.
tell you, the new facility that Boone just built, it has air conditioning in the gym. They did it straight out of the get-go.
Wow.
They knew it was gonna
It
be
gets a
good.
lot hotter.
What a beautiful building.
Like I said, it's-
but I think the idea that
They're
if we have
33,
events there,
we're
though,
about
we do need some air.
34
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a clump of people in there and it's hot.
But you're right, they're 33 and we're 34. It's not that much difference.
No, so I think Fred said a few times, the argument to not do it in the beginning was they said, oh, it's up on beach, so it's very cool, but it's not. We're big down.
Not inside that building.
Again, I think it's mindful to postpone another year and let's see how the fans do, the exhaust fans, and then readdress this next budget year. Yeah, so not jump.
And wait for somebody to win the lottery.
Yep.
But do we have some money to buy some more standing fans for the questionable moments?
Again, not every dollar is accounted for, so there are those things that we can buy
Ever so
separate, so I mean.
Like-
How much
if I
are
need a-
those big
I would have
ones?
to look into that, I'm going to guess
Well, we've
$500,
had, how much?
maybe $500, I really don't know.
Well, I don't think it's
so
that much.
We can look at it, and
Yeah.
maybe they have some that are a little quieter now.
It'd be nice.
Ours do play.
We just get Michael down there.
Yeah,
There you go.
fantastic.
He's young, right?
Okay,
We'll have those girls.
can we
in
move
there.
on from the budget then,
Yeah.
if there's
Go.
nothing else, that we need to think about on that, but again, you've done a good job, thank you very much. And, okay, we're going down through our agenda, we've kind of gotten out of whack here a little bit, but we've done everything down to we've done the facility centers.
Yeah,
And
right.
now we need to talk about the meeting location, item number 6.
Yes, so if you guys remember, I emailed out, last week, or a couple weeks ago, we did January's meeting at the rec center. I've had staff say that they would really like it to be there so they could attend. And so, just kind of, I had a mixed answer from everybody's emails, so I thought we'd just hash it out here, see what people think. There's, a few positives of having it there. One, we're on site, where we're always at. One, we could free up Riley. He takes several hours out of his day to do these meetings, and then also our staff can attend that can't always be here. So Bob's for it. I don't really care.
Do we have any idea of how many people watch the video that Riley
I could
does?
ask
Is there any
camera
hits on it?
if there's a click.
There's a way to count,
Probably do.
yeah.
Yeah, on the videos it shows.
Just wondering
Pretty
how many
sure.
people watch the recreation meeting,
To me, it's just something good to go back to.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not so much watching current,
Right.
it's to be able to go back.
Right.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I feel about it. Being up here, well, first of all, particularly you ladies are down there at Buckeye a lot to look and see, keep your eyes open if there are things or whatever, and you can kind of report to us and so forth. But I just think the location up here for, it's 10 miles round trip out there. If you go from up this far and all around, and I think, hopefully from time to time we do get, a lot of visitors and public and whatever. And the fact that it can be recorded and everything, and if we learn to talk less, Riley won't have to stay here quite as long. So, anyhow, all those things, and I'm in favor of keeping it here unless something really changes, I just think, but the recording, but I don't know about, like for Barbara to be in touch, how it
Yes.
would work if we were down there, we'd have to use the telephone, whatever.
Right.
But now that we spend all this money getting everything up here so it can be recorded, I think we need to continue to think in that vein. But, in the past, Sean, we used to meet down there once a year. Our
Well, that would
committee,
still be a good idea.
just for all of us to make sure we were in tune with all the things down there. And I would be all for that too, even though it wouldn't be recorded, but, I don't know, but anyhow. Anybody else have, Rory, what do you think?
Well, I think that's fine. I think the meetings could be here. I think we could do the workshops down there where we're working on budgets with you and doing a walkthrough of the facility so we know where the gutters leak, so we could be updated to help you, so I'm good with.
Keep it here.
That's fine.
Barbara, you,
I agree. I agree with Rory. Just once a year or have the workshops down there.
yeah.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
That's a good
These
Okay,
chairs are
Sean,
much
that-
more comfortable.
That's
than
not
the
what you
chairs
want
down there.
necessarily, but
No,
maybe for the time being,
I
that.
don't care. I'll
that'd be
go
good.
wherever.
Right.
Um,
Okay,
like I said, I just want to get
Well,
everybody's opinion at once.
just to get that off our list, and we're all kind of in agreement on that. That sounds good. And so, okay, we'll continue to do this, and then, when the time comes and you think we need to
We'll go down
go
there.
down there and whatever.
That works
And
for
in the
me.
meantime, you ladies that use it a lot, please keep your eyes open for gutter leaks and whatever else. No, just anything you think of, just share it with Sean, and if it's monumental, you can share it with us at the next meeting. But I do think that's good, and I don't get down there very often, but thank you all very much. But I gotta share something with you real quick about Buckeye Rec Center. It's paid off now. And so it's one of the best things that ever happened on the mountain. And you think about Watauga County's finally trying to catch up with Beach Mountain. But they do have a beautiful facility over there when you drive by. And I'm sure you've been there and looked and you know all about it, but I'm pretty impressed with the looks of that building, and congratulations to them. But with the voting, Margie's over at the Foley Center with rehab deal, and I was eating lunch with her and I was pushing her back in her wheelchair, and I said, well, Margie, I gotta head off because I gotta get back to vote on Beach Mountain. She said, well, what about me? I'd like to vote too. So anyhow, I put her in our car. She's able now to be able to leave and take a ride and do things like that. So I put her in the car, I brought her over here, and I called old Calder down at the rec center. I said, Calder, Margie's coming to vote. And he said, yeah, we're all set. We'll do curbside voting. So we drove up, and Calder comes running out. He has the paper for Margie to sign and said she voted, and he brought the ballot for her, and he had it in this cardboard thing so he couldn't see how Margie voted, and then took it back and put it in the machine. But anyhow, it worked really good. So, I was just thinking about, well, first of all, taking Margie to vote and everything, and but the fact that building's down there and it's used for a lot of things, and it's always voting. And I was kind of against everybody having to go out there to vote, but it worked good. I didn't mind driving out there partially because Calder and all those other folks that worked on that were so accommodating. But Miss Gloria, she was there, and
10
plus,
hours, 12 hours.
the best part of it is Gloria went out to talk to Margie while she was waiting for Calder to come. So anyhow, thank y'all very much. But we're lucky to have Buckeye Rec Center. Thank you. Okay. As we look at, we'll go to the speak out portion, and let's start over here with, do you have anything?
Yeah, just two quick things. One, if you guys haven't seen, so we're doing lunch and learns.
Yeah.
They've been going really well. Chris has headed that up. So if you guys can make them, come join. In April, I'll do one on budget and projects that will kind of go over this, but I think the next one is Kate is going to lead a
Nutrition.
nutrition class. So
And you get to eat for free at the
you get
end.
free lunch. And I mean, even the last time we had, we ordered a survival, and we still had 15 or more people show up. So I think it's a really good way to, we're putting, you know, the faces of our staff. It's and Ethan led that one, and Ethan's new, so it was good to see the staff out doing that. So it's been a really cool thing. I'm happy with it. I think Marissa's done a really good job. So come join us. Anybody? Come have lunch.
Okay, you know the little card you did on it and
Yeah.
everything? That's the best way to do it. Let's just make sure for the summer ones that happen later on when people
I'm
get
going to
here.
send it out again.
Make
around
sure, okay, please
probably
do.
June.
No, I think, and I think you will realize that doing it that way, that you will get a lot more participants. And we'll be more than glad at our store to give them out as we see fit, you know, and we have a little deal that my employees at the front counter pretty much know who Beach Mountain folks are, whether they're, you know, visitors or own property or whatever. So we try real hard from time to time, just like the brochure about the house numbers. We've been giving those out pretty regularly, but you know, making sure the people and it's available for them will really increase your numbers. So keep that in mind. Thank you.
And then the final thing, not next week, but the following week, I'll be gone the entire week. I'm going to West Virginia for revenue management school. It's held, it's held through National Recs and Parks Association. So it's me and 80 other Parks and Rec directors from around the country. A lot of people coming from out west, so it's going to be pretty interesting. But all this ties back into this budget stuff and learning more about this, learn ways that we can try to build our revenue more. You know, we have a goal this year. Last year we got up right around 95. This year I'd like to see over 100. So that's not much, just right there. So I will be gone, but if you guys need me for anything, just email me, and I'll be there. But yeah, it's at some nice golf resort and spa, but I'm in class from like 8 to 6 every day, I think.
Yeah.
So that's
Massage at 7, I get it.
Yeah, sure. Bed at 7:10. No, but I'll be going to Kate, Marissa, Jared, everybody else is down there. But that's all I've got.
Okay, Willie.
Okay, Fred, can I pick out?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have no complaints, and I told Sean the one thing about the trail walkway, the fixing the mileage around Buckeye and Coffee. So I'm going to check out since you all are all finished. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Barb.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Bye from Florida.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
see ya. Okay. Bye.
Okay, what was she talking about, mileage or anything?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
the
so
signs?
around the walk track at Buckeye, there's 2 different signs. One says 1/3 of a mile, and the other says
Okay,
0.26.
yeah,
She's like,
No,
can you
no.
just take one
You want to
out?
clean it up then? Okay. Okay, Willie.
The only thing I have is, I know we had a discussion about e-bikes, and David actually they now are so popular, they have a magazine you get on e-bikes.
Huh.
And the one he got this month, he happened to tell me that they have classifications for them. So we would want to always have our trails available to Class 1, which is the pedal assist. Class 2 has a throttle and no pedaling. It's almost a motorcycle. And then 3 is a e-bike, but it's pedal assist and motor, and it can go up to 30 miles an hour. And we would not want anybody doing 30 miles an hour.
One of those coming up behind you would be fun for walking.
So I just wanted to share that with you.
No, that's good. Why don't you and Sean show him that and let Sean think it through
Okay, I'll get
and
mine.
then make a proposal that's a good
I
idea.
think you're gonna see them.
Oh,
I
you're-
think you're right
yeah,
to
I see
stay
them
one.
now.
Let's
Yeah.
be proactive
Oh,
before
absolutely.
somebody with a,
No, that's a great idea. Thank you.
The majority of them out there, mountain bikes, they are Class 1.
plus ones.
Yeah, they
I've
are
used one,
Pellis
and they're
is
cool.
bikes. Oh, yeah, they're
They'd be
great.
great around the mountain.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you guys need me to do a
study.
study, we'll throw that in the budget now, we'll just grab one.
Sounds good.
I approve.
Yep, I knew you would.
Okay, Willie, anything else? Good, good. Miss Gloria?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything either.
Okay, I think I've spoke my piece too. And, Michael Holland?
All right, I got a few things. I should have brought it up earlier. Now, Fred said that you have a, I guess, plan with Shane Park, whatnot, for the campsites. Are those within that 30-foot setback?
They have to be.
Okay, even though they're primitive.
Yes.
Okay, because I
Yeah,
know,
no
I heard with the
construction,
whole.
no
yeah.
anything can be within
Okay,
30 feet.
and then what's the plan on the vegetation between?
That's what that buffer is.
Okay, so it's gonna remain
Yeah.
vegetation. Okay.
Yeah, so we cannot remove any vegetation, so if you go down, maybe we should cover that, but, there's a couple spots that are kind of dug out already.
Right.
That
Gotcha.
shouldn't happen.
Gotcha.
What we will do, stay within the tree line, back 30 feet, no more of that, no more tree removal stuff. We can remove limbs and trees, stumps, just not in that 30
Not
foot
the
section.
trees. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
well, I think
clarification.
we're gonna do first things first down there, and then we really need to look at what Michael's talking about carefully and figure all that out and make the best of it. And so as we go along, I think after the final approval by the town council with what Bob's gonna show him, he's got a map in his office, or just on a piece of paper showing where the setbacks would go and how wide they'd be in conjunction with the overall layout of the park and so forth.
Now,
So,
are we gonna be able to get anything on that Buckeye Creek side? Buckeye Creek Road side, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Is that pretty?
Exactly that,
Yeah.
and it's definitely not within 30 feet. I don't even think the road's 30 feet.
Dude, there's no
It's
room
pretty
there.
close.
There's
It's
no
very steep.
space.
Now, a place that we can go to build more sites is actually along the trail. So the new trail that will be built, we could go that way because you're way far away at that point. So the immediate purpose, we're going to try to put some at the northern end, I guess, of the park as you pull in the parking lot there to the left.
what's the time frame on your trail building around there?
So he has signed a contract last week. He is to be done by Memorial Day weekend.
Great day, folks.
With not only that
That's
trail, but
really-
also a new trail on Emerald Outback. So he has
Excellent.
both of those that he has to do.
So, you cued me in. Are we gonna put a gate down at Shane Park?
No. You'll have to have access to be able to go in and out if you're, because, we're changing the ordinance, not the sun up to sundown, it'll be changed too, whatever.
But it would just be that area.
Well,
Just-
I guess
just
I
the
would
park,
just-
We're still closed at
And
dawn.
and I guess my thought was, if we run into a situation where people are abusing the park and nobody has reservations or whatever.
Well, it's gonna have to be monitored.
We might want to go ahead and put a gate in because it'd be easier to put it in while they're
But,
paving.
somebody was camping down there and they need to get out.
But I'm not talking about locking it every night, but just
Yeah.
including that in the bill, so we do have a gate as a forethought instead of, we need
If no one's camping, on a Monday night, you close the gate at 7 p.m. for
at
example.
10 o'clock or
Right.
something like that, at dark, I'm just.
Well, all these things are gonna have to be thought out.
Yeah,
We're gonna have picnic shelters down there eventually,
right.
and we're gonna have to think all that
I
through.
know with Price Park, they have a opening date, closing date, it stays open. You might have somebody drive by and have a picnic, so closing it during operating season,
Yeah.
I don't think we should do, but off-season.
Yeah,
It'll
that's
be
good.
winterized or whatever, that's
Yeah.
the kind of deal. And you can still use the trail, you just gonna have to park somewhere else. You just can't use the facilities.
like we
in
do
the back.
now, park on the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
You
mountain
can go to
goat-
any trail, like Lincoln Viaduct is closed, you can still
Access.
access it.
I did
but
that
you
the other
can't
day.
use the faci-
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay, well, like I say, there's a lot to be thought about as far as
Well, it just needs to be
operating plan
Yeah, that's
for
important.
this, and that's something, I'm sure Sean's thought about it, and a few other people have too. But this will be something that will,
Yeah.
as we come along, so Sean, keep that
So here,
after you come back from your conference.
let me make a suggestion. Next month's meeting, there's not gonna be a whole lot of things on the agenda anyway, but I made a note earlier, that I was gonna come back with our proposed rules, regulations, permits, what they could look like. At the same time, we'll talk about
Okay, that's
what
fine.
other rules we wanna do. Do we wanna do a gate? Do we wanna have seasons of when it's open?
Okay, well, let's put that on our agenda for our next
That'd be
meeting.
good.
I think it's better we
That'll
get
be
it
the real thing.
now,
Have it all.
and that way we have
And
something.
let me
to move
just
forward.
ask if any of you all have any suggestions at this time, not at this time, later on, but if you will forward them to Sean so that he may think about them and what he brings back to us at the next meeting. Michael, I'm sure you got some, Willie, with yours
Continue.
okay, anyhow.
All right. Next thing I got, it was kind of mentioned earlier with the lights, but I just wanted to commend you and Jared both getting that taken care of. I was just talking to Jared about it one night, next day he said, oh, I talked to Sean about the lights. And that was pretty good, so I just want to give him a shout out, I guess. And,
You know, we're so lucky with our staff down there, Marissa, and all that she's doing. I mean, every time I turn around, there's some new little, like with your lunch and learn things and all that. And I've been trying for years to get us to get some additional things. I mean, for a long time, I used to think we ought to do a outdoor program somehow at the picnic shelter, you know, the first Monday or the third, whatever. But it would be something nature kind of oriented or a special program, but you're going along with what you're doing right now. And, so you're right in there. And then, you know, Jared's great too. All of y'all know Jared, but it's always nice to see his smiling face come through. And when he brings and drops off a brochure or something or other or whatever, but everybody, you know, and of course Kate and who am I not talking about? Sean.
Workers, yeah.
Marissa and Sean.
Marissa, no, I mentioned Marissa. But, and we are fortunate, you know, to have all of you all. So thank you for all that you do and keep it together. And we got the best recreation staff and facility for a town our size anywhere in the free world. So anyhow, that covers a lot.
I do have
But-
one,
I do too.
I do have one little thing I wanted.
Okay.
I was talking with Kate one day, I talked to Kate a lot, but, you know, we have the street dances, they've been going around for a very long time, and I think they're great. But that kind of an event is so important to the people that come to visit this town, and really that's what can hook them. And I said to her, maybe we could do a storytelling, you know, a bonfire or some sort of a fire pit, one night a week or twice a month or whatever, even if we did it at Buckeye. Get the people to come there to see it with a big banner, you know, out here, and either have a storyteller. There's music everywhere, there's all those things. We need to do something different, but they come to the mountains to learn the Appalachian way, to learn our mountain life. I don't know, I just think that we could cultivate that
You could
somehow.
have a storytelling night once a month.
Something like that would
I've
be
been
so
asking
much
that guy
fun.
right there for about 4 years to do that.
Just because I talk a lot.
But he would be a
I
great
said-
storyteller. And
A beach mountain history
yeah,
story.
I think
Yeah.
it would be a great, even if you repeated it,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Well, to make this conversation go longer, I got some fun stuff. This is the problem when Kate, Marissa, and I all just start kind of spitballing ideas. So this summer and into the fall, we like to do a few new programs. The Owl Prowl last year was really successful, so we're going to do the same program.
What was it?
The Owl
The Owl Prowl.
Oh, yeah, the Owl Prowl.
The one that was there, but we still want to do some things off-site, so we started talking about doing the night sensitivity hike, or sensory hike, sorry. I'll let Marissa kind of say it, but then another one was going to be sort of a fall haunted trail, but at each little spot, there'd be somebody to talk about something, it could be like folklore, you know, just make a story up about a ghost at Beach Mountain or whatever, but look at maybe on Westerly Hills,
Make it up.
make stuff up, but we'd like to have some storytellers, and they'd be at like a little, little campsite, and
But that isn't-
people would walk
that's
through. But
perfect.
it was something, I don't know. We all
Somebody
started
wanted
kind
to
of
start a
thinking out about
Bigfoot
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Who
Oh
was that?
gosh.
Who was that?
That's Jeff Fish.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So we said Jeff's name.
Yeah, I don't know.
We wouldn't call it Bigfoot up here, but
Yeah.
we're looking
I don't know,
for
just
whatever.
for big, he might be the Bigfoot,
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a few, I guess, fun things similar to what you're
Good.
talking about, but
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Sounds
I want
good.
to see more of those. They're a lot of fun for us to put on, and then I think it gives people, especially we get volunteers to be part of it, just like the volunteer trail guide, it gives people ownership and they take on, so.
I mean, the Halloween event is just morphed into this huge,
Yeah.
it's gigantic.
Yeah,
Fun
we can go a
thing.
little overboard on that, but it's.
And they've got some new ideas for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the people that rent want things to do, especially with families.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think some of the things that Marissa's putting together will
Good.
be a lot of fun.
Great.
Different and fun, and get people out at nighttime, you know, we want to kind of make it a party up there, and then we'll have, you know, a bonfire, we have some little food and drink or something, and entice people rather than just be this event, but a nice gathering.
Well,
So
I
it'll
did
be
the
a lot of
Christmas tree at Fred's one time with the town, and we took the, you know, you take the carriage, went all the way there, we get out, we pick out our tree, they had a bonfire, they had the s'mores, they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
cider, hot cider. It was just perfect, simple, but my sister-in-law still says, there's no place like Beach Mountain to go find a tree. And so every year she says, did you do it again? I said, no, we've only done it that one time.
I
But
wanted
it
to
was
say,
fun. We did run it this year.
No, I know, but it was really a fun thing.
Yeah, well,
I wanted to compliment Marissa because the Nerf however you say that, was off the walls. We had so many people.
There are a lot of people.
I mean,
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. We ran out of food, we ran out of everything, and nobody really wanted to leave. The
Yeah.
gym was jammed. I don't know how many people, what did we say,
There were
250?
Big old line.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
more than our Halloween event, which is our biggest event.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and
So we obviously we found a weekend that we need to plan a little more on, and that's,
We're
well,
gonna capitalize on it next year.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it was really a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think we learned a lot from that event, some things that will change for sure.
You know,
Mike was in there getting shot with Nerf.
There was a program that I did one time in the summer in Florida, that we did, it was glow-in-the-dark tennis, and your tennis
Yeah.
courts are perfect for that.
Yeah.
Because what they do is this company comes in and they make it totally glow-in-the-dark, everybody wears a glow-in-the-dark t-shirt, it can be anywhere from a 5-year-old to an 80-year-old, and it is a blast. It's
You
all-
did have pickleball.
I was gonna
down
say.
there.
Pickleball, too.
Yeah, because you get more courts that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
And players.
Yeah, players,
It's just
of
fun.
course.
It's just for fun.
Yeah, no,
Totally
of
for
course.
fun.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was sparked the Halloween.
Music and the whole bit,
Pickleball thing.
it's really fun.
Rory, you're the next man
I think
to
he's got
speak
one more.
yet.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh, God, no, Michael's not
Yeah.
finished yet.
Oh,
I'm
Michael's
sorry.
still going.
Yeah, no.
Getting all off my chest.
We got all the deal. Okay, Michael, you got the floor.
Yeah, so Wynn Memorial Park, that's something a few of us been kind of brainstorming, working on. It started back, give the backstory first. Bob Wynn was a firefighter here. Fred, you can help me out here on this story since you knew him back in the late 70s. And, he lived up here, graduated from Clemson.
Yeah, he came from Clinton. Well, he did a internship with us at the Land of Oz. And in 1972 or 3, something like that. And then
Still a nice
and
one.
he loved Beach Mountain. And when he graduated from Clemson, like everybody else, he wanted to find a job, but he wanted to also be on Beach Mountain. So he came up here, and I think he worked for me some, but he ended up being the manager of Top of the Beach. And he joined the fire department. One of the things about the fire department, never forget, he was a guy that always thought he knew a lot. And he came to a meeting one night and handed old Rube Moradian this 13 points of, he thought our fire department needed to consider and things we needed to do. And I mean, he got up there and preached to us about his 13 points, and old Rube, about all Rube did was bite down on his cigar a little more. But anyhow, you remember that when Bob Wynn came and
I was the same, Rory. We got you beat before Michael was even.
I was gonna say,
but anyhow, he
Riley
left
was
here
12.
and he went into the blockade
I was
runner
19, 18.
and he went to the blockade runner at Wrightsville Beach and he became the banquet manager and whatever there, and he did a lot. And he joined the fire department there because he'd been a fireman up here and joined the fire department at Wrightsville Beach. Well, anyhow, it was said that he was fighting a fire in a old beach house there. That was kind of an apartment type thing, and a propane gas tank blew up and killed him there. And he, always remained in our minds because he was such an important part of Beach Mountain while he was here. So the fire department built that memorial down there, the rock deal, and there's a plaque on it.
No, that's in front of the Public Works facility.
Right where you
People don't
turn
know
up
it's there.
on the left-hand side as you go up the drive. And it's been there all these years, but, Michael Holland decided we needed to make that area look better and improve it. The whole thing started, the rock memorial itself needed a little repair. And
Rocks are falling out.
So were you out there one day looking at it?
so that started the ball rolling. Now you take it from
Sure.
there.
Yeah, so that was back in November, and we talked, and we started putting a plan together. And what it morphed into was the fire cross, if you will. And we passed that around. Yeah. The fire department logo, creating a path around the monument in the shape of that. So having crushed brick for the red,
The dump right there.
and then just like pea gravel coming around, just a reflection path, if you will. And then have a trio of flagpoles. And some things have changed. That area is in a swamp, for lack of a better term. A lot of water, so we propose to move it up the hill, above the greenway. Now, I know I've been working a lot with Riley on it, with the greenway. And the target would be to start this once the greenway is complete. They still have to pave and landscape and the lighting. So a little bit changes to it because of the landscaping the greenway is going to be having. But for the most part, where I have a monument won't be affected. And then there'll also be the 3 flagpole gardens. And what I find kind of cool about it, rebuilding the monument plus the area around the flagpoles will be the rock masonry, trying to keep the same rock. It's the son, it's Kelvin Stein, who is the son of who originally built the monument. So keeping that together is very nice in my opinion. And
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
real quick?
if you got
With the
questions.
slope, and Riley would be the guy to answer it. I've been working with Bob on the topsoil coming out of, could we save some to raise that area up? We don't get a lot of dirt on Beach Mountain. I know it's going to various places.
We looked at that.
Is it buildable,
Well-
or is it topsoil? I don't know, I haven't seen it, but
Right.
I talked to Bob.
It does have some rock in it, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just what they scraped off the side.
Right.
We looked at that, and the water's just gonna keep coming up, unless you start putting drainage down and everything. But moving it up the hill, there's
You're
no
okay with
water,
that,
yeah,
okay.
and we're just gonna flatten it out up top there. And ideally, if we fill in that where it currently is, just seed it, just so it looks a little better. But total budget, we came 14,600. That includes the flagpoles, the monument, rebuilding, lighting the flagpoles, and the posts around the park. And I just thought it'd be a good memorial site. It's a high traffic area. The greenway will help improve the area, but right now it's just kind of embarrassing, honestly, having it in disrepair like that for someone that gave his life for the fire service.
Michael, who's gonna do the work?
So, the masonry will be done. Yeah, no, it's a good question. I got it in the
She
back.
said me.
So, of course, the masonry will be Calvin Stein's. We contacted Bob Garland, Pixie Electric for electrical stuff. As far as the monument and posts, I offered to do most of the work.
Right.
Grading the town will do.
Well, I was
talk
getting
about-
at grading
Yeah.
the electric work. I didn't know if that was in the quote or not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an in-depth quote. That was
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes, so the grading with the town, I talked with, who's the graders at RT?
RT, yeah.
RT, yeah, yeah. And, so, once everything's approved, they get a clear day and time to do it. But he said it'd take half a day, grade out what we needed. And trenching the town would do as well for the conduit. So.
But everybody's looking at me. So where we
Yeah.
came in on this was, I guess Michael had a discussion with Bob, and then Bob said, Sean, put this into your rec budget. Then I was like, this has never been a rec park, and
ever. So I was like, where's this coming from? So then I was like, Michael, and so we're kind of playing back and forth. I'm gonna try to take it back to Bob and say, I think this needs to be a fire budget, not a rec. I'm not opposed to the project, but it's,
But once it becomes a
Again.
park, then what happens?
Our TDA request.
exactly right. I mean,
TDA?
Because that's an I agree with him.
It's
That's
beautification.
That's a beautification upgrade as far as the town. I think it goes in line with all the other things we have in designated
that's
areas.
right in line
And
with what their grants are.
It will be eventually an area of a park with the trail, you know.
Along the Greenway.
ADA trail and the
Yeah.
Greenway, so eventually it's gonna
you
come
can
right
mix it in
around
with
back where we
Greenway and
are.
on the trail, absolutely.
Right.
So-
And it is important to note the Greenway funds could not cover, because that's DOT money.
Yeah.
So that's why this is separate from that.
Who takes care of Fireman's Park?
We do.
We do.
And it's just named that, that's,
Yes, just because it's there, but,
because of where it
I
is.
can't, I don't know if the fire department put in money with that
Yeah,
part.
it was a lot,
Watauga County.
we got money from the, what do you call the roundup deal on the
The Mountain Electric.
Mountain Electric,
Oh,
you know? We got $5,000 from them, and we had some other donations and so forth, so that's how we got that.
No, it's maintained now, Charlie, once everything's moved, we probably would just include the maintenance would be with our contract to mow that we have.
Right, 'cause that's really-
They mow up here,
Yeah.
we'll just have them, inherit that little section of grass. And the greenway, of course.
Because,
That's
redoing the, gravel and stuff won't need to be done, because it's not gonna be super high usage, and it's, I forget the square footage on the gravel, but it's not a big area.
If you look at the thing you drew up, it's easy to maintain.
That was one of my
It's
goals.
not-
is
It's not a
keep-
lot of handwork,
Right.
it could be mobile with a small unit like the guys that mow, around the mountain. Like they did the sledding, those guys get it and move, they do a good job. And,
And same thing around those posts,
it
there'll be
makes it a lot more.
rocks around them to keep the grass from getting on the
There's a
post.
fire hydrant there.
There is, certainly.
And Riley, how do we stand on the Greenway progressive? They'll start back in the springtime?
Right, they're waiting on whether we gotta be done by, June first.
Oh, nice. So this is a good timing on.
Yeah.
It would make this whole area, it would just.
And especially with those ADA trails up the hill, just that whole corridor, if you will. Thank you. And I can email this packet out to you, more background information and stuff, so.
Yeah, look forward to come, send it to them. That'd be great, all that information.
Okay. I got it, so. I just wanted to get that ball rolling and
No, thank
get it
you.
published, so thank you for
Okay.
everyone who's helped on it,
Okay,
so.
Not Kate.
well, we've been here a few minutes, y'all have done well. One thing, and I'll be honest with you that, in the past, some people used to say we are not orderly enough, formal enough, and whatever, but we all talk, and everything y'all say is important, so, we have kind of a free form here a little bit, but keep talking and keep thinking about everything, please, because it's, that's right.
And
So
glad to
being,
have Fred, right?
Yes, Fred, we're
We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
I want to
Thank
say
you
one
for
thing
your-
real quick, bathrooms that Bob Pudney's jumped on, I want to give Bob, he's not here, what a great job, he's been a pleasure to work with the last 6 weeks. Wish he was here for 6 more years, but whatever, we're going to pick at the town hall next week with signs. So
But
keep
I'm
up.
in with you.
So anyway, there's
You
things
kids
like
keep
that,
up.
and also having Michael here, I kind of look at Fred as the guy that started the recreation.
We have to respect
It's
that.
on the other end, and we're all in between, so.
Yeah.
Good job on your budget stuff.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I don't think it's a day that doesn't go in my life, we don't talk Beach Mountain Rec. I was at Carol's house a few weeks ago in her kitchen. Then we couldn't eat because it was being demoed, but we were talking about rec stuff. I mean, Lori and
I live recreation.
all of us, we always every day, emails all the time. Michael and I have been buddies since he was 3, and all that. I mean, seriously, I remember him playing on the treadmills at the club's first wellness center, which is now the tennis center, sitting there doing his homework while his mom and dad would work out. It's just, the history there. So it's a pleasure it's probably one of the best group of people I've ever worked with. It's a pleasure to be involved with it, it really is.
Thank
But
you.
great
Thank you.
stuff, we get a lot done.
Okay, with that said and done, and nothing else,
When's the next meeting?
So we'll
The
meet
next
in
meeting
April,
will be,
so the next month, April.
Okay,
8:30 here.
okay.
What's that
what's the
date?
date in April?
It'll be the first Thursday, what is it?
I don't have my calendar, but
I'll tell you.
I'll just write it down so I can put it in my
April
book.
2nd.
Okay,
April 2nd.
okay, 8:30 here. Okay, with everything said and done, do we hear a motion that
So
we
moved.
adjourn? Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. Adjourned, and y'all, you know, it's a pleasure to be here with all.